Hello everybody, Dr. Alex Vasquez here with Antiviral Nutrition Update number 2 for 2018. Again, these updates are based upon the foundational information and sources that I discussed previously, namely the books, articles, video presentations, and blogs. You have those listed for you again here. Again, the book Antiviral Strategies and Immune Nutrition was published as an ebook under the title of Antiviral Nutrition. I also have 2 journal articles here for you, also a conference presentation, and a series of video tutorials that help to support this information. As I mentioned before, one of our goals is to have a structured understanding of viral infections, and from that structured understanding to arrive at a comprehensive antiviral strategy. In other words, if you can't deconstruct the pathophysiologic event, in this case we're talking about viral infections, then you're pretty much trapped in the phenomena of viral infections. Achievement of goals is affected by strategies, and each strategy is affected by its tactics. And what that looks like visually is we have goals, in this case the prevention and treatment of viral infections. Supporting that goal is the strategy of addressing each one of the major components of a viral infection. So we want to deconstruct and address each major aspect of what we call viral infections generally, and to support that strategy we're going to use a specific tactic, and that is the use of these clinical protocols for each component of the above mentioned strategy. Graphically, that's represented by these 2 images from my book. Again, Antiviral Strategies, also Antiviral Nutrition. We want to address the viral component, we want to address the replication of that virus, we want to address immunonutrition, and we want to support cellular and systemic health as well. In Antiviral Nutrition Update number 1 for 2018, we looked at this article, Effects of Long-Term Vitamin D Supplementation on Regression and Metabolic Status of Cervical Intraepithelial Neoplasia. You've got all of the information summarized for you here, so I won't go through it in its entirety, but you're certainly welcome to pause the video and read the screen if you want to get the information from our previous conversation. Likewise, I also reviewed the biological effects of vitamin D3 supplementation and optimization, mostly specific to the treatment of viral infections. And then I provided some clinical context and conclusions. Again, you're welcome to pause the video and review that previous information. One of the preventive measures for HPV viral infection-related illness is the anti-HPV vaccination. I consider that vaccination to be expensive, and the data has shown quite conclusively that this vaccination can produce many biologically proven adverse effects, including autoimmunity, neuroinflammation, infertility, and death, and it really doesn't provide any collateral benefits, and I'll touch more on that topic throughout this presentation and especially at the end. So when we actually look at the data, we do see some concerns about the human papillomavirus vaccine. You can see that this was published by the American College of Pediatricians in January of 2016, citing some concern about premature ovarian failure, premature menopause. These are legitimate concerns related to the aluminum adjuvant, which has been shown to cause ovarian toxicity, and especially when combined with another vaccine component, polysorbate 80. In the human clinical literature, we see documentation of serious adverse events after HPV vaccination. This was a critical review of randomized trials and post-marketing case series. Another one from Immunology Research 2017, severe somatoform and dysautonomic syndromes after HPV vaccination. This was a case series and review of the literature. And here also we see immunological studies showing abnormalities in cerebrospinal fluid from patients with CNS symptoms after HPV vaccination. So in our last conversation, we talked about vitamin D. We looked at some of the information showing that it can actually promote regression of cervical intraepithelial neoplasia grade 1, and that's been shown in an oral study using approximately 3,500 international units per day of vitamin D3. This was also shown in a topical study using vaginally applied vitamin D, and you can see that described here in a publication from Dermatoendocrinology in 2014. So we're going to maintain this theme, talking about nutrition against HPV infection and its consequences. Today for Antiviral Nutrition Update 2018, number 2, We're going to look at this article from the British Journal of Nutrition, 2015, the favorable effects of long-term selenium supplementation